you missed me. Welcome to the last video for quiz 8. Okay, so this is video number 3. And this one, our third topic, is changing anything that we've done so far. Whole numbers, decimals, fractions, mixed numbers, any of those things, we're going to learn to change those to a percent. Again, just like the previous 2 videos, we have a 2-step process, but this is now the opposite of the other 2. So here, step 1, we multiply by 100, times 100. Step 2, now instead of taking the percent sign off, we're going to be putting the percent sign on the result. So all of your answers must have a percent sign. Let me write that. Must have percent sign on answers. So anytime I ask you to change something to a percent, you must have a percent sign on your answers. If you don't, I'm going to mark it wrong. Okay, so over here, I have a bunch of examples, and we're going to go through each one of them. All right, so the first example, we're going to take the number 6, and we're going to change it to a percent. So again, step 1, multiply by 100. So 6 times 100, I'm sure we can all do that in our head. 6 times 100 is 600. Step 2, here's the hard one, add a percent sign to the result. Voila, that is our answer, 600%. All right, next example, 24. So again, step 1, multiply by 100. And I like you guys to write down the steps so that I know that you are understanding what's happening. 24 times 100 is 2,400, otherwise known as 2,400. Step 2, put your percent sign on. Remember that this is the way the percent sign looks. Okay, that's the answer. These are pretty easy. You guys are going to be great at this. Okay, 8.1%. I'm sorry, 8.1, we want to make it a percent. So again, multiply by 100. And it doesn't matter, you can either put the 100 on top and the 8.1 on the bottom, or you can do it like this. It really doesn't make any difference. I prefer the longer thing on top, but it really makes no difference. 1 times 100 is 100. And we'll put our space holder. 8 times 100 is 800. 8100. And remember, you have to look. If either one of these has decimal points, your answer will have a decimal point. So I see one place here. Our answer should have one place there. Step 2, put your percent sign on. So our answer is 810%. I'll take either one of these answers. All right, moving over to our next example, 0.05. Again, step 1 is multiply by 100. We also learned that when you multiply something by 100, you can recopy this and then put the 2 zeros at the end. That works as well. And then look and see where your decimal point goes. In this case, 2 decimal places over, 1, 2. Here's our point. And put our percent sign on. Now this one, there's a few zeros that we probably don't need. Do you need this 0 in the front? No. So I will take this as an answer. But also, do you need either one of those zeros? No.
Maybe.
All right, so those zeros we don't need either. 5.00 is the same thing as 5. So any one of these 3 I would accept. Okay, so our answer is any one of those. Okay, now these last 2 involve fractions, and you should be able to change fractions to percents as well. So what does it say? You should multiply by 100. Now this time we're going to put the 100 next to it, because when we've dealt with fractions, we multiply across. All right. Whenever you multiply a fraction times a whole number, you put the 1 underneath, and then you're going to try to reduce. So 17 is a prime number, but if you remember, 100 is 2 times 5 times 2 times 5. We learned that on the the first video from this series. Now 20, let's see, that's 2 times 10 or 5 times 4, whatever you want to do. And then the 10 is 2 times 5. This 2 down. So 20 is 2 times 2 times 5. And then the 1 is a 1. Okay, so what can you cross off? You can cross off a 2 here with a 2 here, a 5 here with a 5 here. And how about this 2 with this 2? Fantastic. So we've crossed everything off. If you remember, we don't need a 1 in the denominator. So really our answer is going to be 17 times 5. So let's see what that gives us. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So this gives us 85 over 1, which is 85. Now, what's missing off of this answer? Step 2, don't forget it, is your percent sign. You must have a percent sign on. So this is your answer. So if you took a quiz and you got 17 out of 20 right, what was your score? 85%. So that's the kind of thing that would make this helpful. All right, last but not least, we have a fraction here, and notice the dreaded rounding. So there will be one problem on your quiz where you'll have to round, and I think I have you rounding to the nearest tenth. All right, so what do you do for the first step? Multiply by 100. All right, because that's a whole number and this is a fraction, we'll put a 1 underneath. We can try to reduce, but I think the 9 is going to get us a 3 times 3, and we won't get any 3's out of either one of these. Remember, this is 2, 5, 2, 5, and that's a prime number. So I don't think reducing is going to be helpful here. So what does that mean we get? 5 times 100 is 500, and 9 times 1 is 9. I think you all remember that this is called improper, and the way to fix something that's improper is we divide. Okay, so let's see. How many 9s will go into 50? 5. 5 times 9 is 45. 50 minus 45 is 5. 0. I think we're going to get a repeating decimal. 9 goes into 55 times again. That still gives you 45 with 5 left over. So we can add our decimal points and as many zeros as we want. 9 goes into 55 times again.
Sorry.
With a 5 left over. Now, if I want you to round to the nearest tenth, you have the tenths place, but if you remember, you do need the hundredths place, so we need one more 0.
So we can.
And that'll give us a 5 here. All right, so rounded to the nearest tenth, we get 55.6, and then again, don't forget your percent sign. Right, that 5 is enough to make this round up to a 6. So our answer is 55.6. So again, if you had a quiz and you got 5 out of 9 correct, got a little more than half of them right, what did you get for a score? 55.6. Hopefully none of you will do that. All right, that concludes the material for Quiz 8. So you're ready to go after you do the homework for Quiz 8. If you have any questions, please email me. But you should be good to go for Quiz 8. It's not a lot of math involved, more remembering what to do and when to do it. See you next time.